Do you believe that your external world is more real than imagination? Do you believe that your past is more real than revision? If this is what you believe and have believed so far, maybe didn't even admit it to yourself that's what you really believe, that could be the reason why you are blocking your manifestation, you are blocking the transformation of your life that you are saying you want. Hello everyone, my name is Sylviane. I am teaching you about the law, spiritual law, and how to truly understand it and become the version of yourself that you want to be. So, without further ado, let's get into the video and be sure to stick all the way to the end because I am going to answer a question that I was asked as a comment under my last video, and I'm going to tell you a true story that makes this 3D the non-reality that it really is. And it's only when people manifest amazing experiences like this that we can say, that we can see what I call glitches, right? We can see, wow, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever when it comes to the logic of 3D, of this physical world that we know. Therefore, there must be something else that we are not aware of. But hopefully, if you are digging deeper every day, if you're watching my videos, if you are listening to my podcast, you will understand that this world that you believe to be so real and so hard to the touch is not even real. It's just part of the dream. It's part of the illusion. And it is your human character and its rational thinking and the way that human character was brought up in a society that is blind and deaf to spirituality that makes you believe that what you believe to be so real is real, and what you believe to be not so real, therefore, must not be. But what about if I told you that you have it in complete reversed? So if you are interested, just keep on watching. So a subscriber was asking the question, if we are awareness and not our emotions, when we feel joy and love and peace, aren't we those emotions? Well, as awareness, as the I am, we are everything. So, yes, it could be said that we are joy, we are peace, we are love. But as awareness, we are all things. So we can also say that we are hate and jealousy and fear and anxiety. As awareness, we have the possibility using our human character to express and to experience anything and everything. This is why many people are experiencing negative things, negative feelings, fears, jealousy, anxiety, and even hate. Because as awareness, we are everything. But at the same time, as awareness, we are also none of those things. Because those things are experienced through the human character. This is why when we drop that human character, when we drop the mask, we drop the avatar, we are going back to the source of simply being. Before you knew your name, before you knew your gender, before you knew that you were even a human being, you were already consciousness, already awareness. That being was already there. As awareness, we are all things, but also no thing. This is why when you drop the mask of the human self, you can allow the true self in you that is everything to just be whatever you want. And this is the reason why instant manifestation exists. But it can only be expressed when we let go of all the masks of the human character that is usually, more often than not, in our own way. So, for example, when you want to be wealthy, but at the moment you are in a state of being broke, and from that state of being broke, you start using affirmations. But as long as you let the human character in between your desire and your current state, you are most likely going to struggle. And your human character is going to tell you, okay, you can do affirmations, but you have to do affirmations for so and so amount of time. And then you will get what you want. When you have this type of reasoning in your mind, this is coming from your human character. Because God, I am, is already all the wealth that you want to be, all and everything that you want to be and have. This is why when we go to the source, we can be anything that we want, but we can also cancel out anything that we want. So, for example, as awareness, we are the imaginal world and we are the reflective world. As awareness, we are both worlds, really. But it is your human character that is going to say what I can see and smell and touch is real, and what's going on in my mind, in my inner man, is not so real, or maybe completely fake. This is a perspective from the limited rational mind, believing that your inner world is fake and your outer world is real. And you can only experience something when it is appearing in your outer world. But this is a lie. You are already experiencing everything you have ever experienced within yourself. For example, I interviewed a listener of my podcast for the number 200 podcast. And she mentioned at the very beginning of the interview, if you hop on there and listen to it, she mentioned how she managed to get robbed while she was visiting a foreign country. And she just imagined being robbed for some reason. She had this idea starting to arise in her mind, in herself, that she was going to be robbed, right? So she started to keep her handbag very tight to her stomach and feeling that anxiety, that fear. And sure enough, a few hours later, her bag was stolen, right? So she felt the whole thing. She felt being robbed before it appeared in her outer world. So can we say that it happened only when it appeared in the outer world? That she felt it only when it was done in the outer world? No, she had felt it from a hotel room hours before. So when you say that what you experience within is fake, while what appears without is real, it's actually not the truth. And awareness, being everything, awareness knows that. Awareness is the inner world and the outer world. It is your human character that makes a distinction and that creates that belief. What I live within is just fake. It's just like a preparation, so to speak, for what I really want to experience, which is in the outer world. But you are not realizing that what you are experiencing in your inner world, it's already experienced And it is as real and even more real because your inner world is I am, is imagination, is God, when your outer world is just the projection of that. You are not living life on this plane of 3D. You are the projector of life. And that projection happens in imagination, happens within. Another thing that I wanted to bring out is when you say, I have a hard time to believe my revisions. And this is because you don't understand that, first of all, what you deem as being real, which is the 3D plane, which is your memories, which is your past, is not even real. It is just a story that you had created based on your human character. It is a story you have identified with, but it's just part of the dream. It's part of the illusion. It's part of the matrix. The I am, however, is outside of that matrix, right? So when you say, I have a hard time to revise such and such a negative memory, negative past event, because I don't believe my revision, well, in that case, why do you even believe what you deem to be real when it's not even real? It is all part of the illusion. So, as a matter of fact, if you want to dig deeper here, your revision, since it's done in imagination, it's the real one. What you deem as being real because it happened was just part of the matrix, part of the illusion, part of the dream. Remember, you are the dreamer dreaming the dream of life, right? At least when you revise, you consciously choose a specific scenario that you want to create within your awareness, within your consciousness, in imagination. So in that case, this is the real thing. And whatever it is that you revised, it's not even real and it's gone. And you don't have to identify with it, own it anymore whatsoever. If you still own and identify with any negative past event, it's really your choice. It's the choice that your human character is making. If you really understand who you truly are, and you are actually choosing to recall a negative memory, to be annoyed and affected in any way, shape, or form by it, it is really because you are choosing it, right? You're like, okay, I am choosing to be this character right now who plays the role of being affected by some type of illusion that happened before, something that was never real to start with and that doesn't even exist at all anymore on any plane. So why doing it the hard way when you can do it the easy way? Why can't you just decide, I don't own this thing because it's never really been me as the I am. It was just a role that my human character had chosen to play or had played as a default based on my previous consciousness. So I had to tell you all those things before I tell you this amazing story that happened to this dear listener, follower of my podcast and my videos and my blog. And this is really going to show you who you truly are and that what you believe to be so real is just an illusion. So she had a favorite shirt and she lives with family members. So they have like a common dirty laundry basket and they have individual ones. So she has her own, and then there is one that anybody can pitch in or something. And I don't quite remember some of the details, but anyhow, she really liked that shirt and she wanted to wash it herself. But maybe by mistake, if I'm correct, she had dumped it in the dirty laundry basket of her mother or something. So she remembers very well seeing her mother having the shirt in her hand and saying, I'm going to wash it. So first, my subscribers said, no, I don't want you to wash it. I want to wash it myself. I really like this shirt. I want to make sure it's done my way, whatever. But her mother insisted and actually washed the shirt and then hung it on the roof where she lives. It's very custom to hang clothes on the roof of the houses because the roofs are flat. And when she went to pick up her shirt on the roof of the house, the shirt was gone. So she was like, oh my God, that shirt that I love so much, that I wanted to wash myself, and my mother insisted in washing it, and now it's gone. Or so she thought. But because your I am is everything, because your I am can be and do anything and everything, when she checked her own dirty laundry basket, what did she find? Her shirt, still dirty, with the exact same stain, as she said, as the shirt had in the first place. So there you go, guys. In one version of things, which is an illusion, her mother took that shirt, washed it, and hung it. And that shirt was lost. But in another version, that shirt was in her own dirty laundry basket with the original stain on it. It had never been touched. So, which one of those two are real, right? Which one of those two versions are real? None of them. They are both part of the illusion. They are both two versions of multiple, infinite versions of things. But they are also both part of the dream, of the illusion. So this is why when you believe that your version of things right now, that you are seeing, observing, touching, hearing, is so real and so true, you are mistaken. And you are mistaken by what? By your human character. It is your human character, your rational mind that believes this is real, this is fake, and usually has it in reversed, when really your 3D reality that you believe it to be so real, it's just one version of all the multiple versions that already exist because creation is finished. So my advice to you is to remind yourself every day that you are not this human character, that you are awareness, you are the I am calling the shots. And the more you get this thing here, this human character with its rational mind out of the way, the more you let in your I am, your true self, source. And the more you let source take center stage, the more amazing things you are going to manifest. And by the way, talking about this interview that I had for my number 200 podcast, I will put the link down below and I suggest that you listen to it because you are going to hear amazing success stories about SP, money, job, unlikely things to happen, and even a pet that was lost and found. All because this person understands who she truly is and understand that her real world is her inner world. And the reason she knows it is because, as she said herself, she's been listening to me for a couple of years now, and she always heard me say, reverse engineer your life, meaning go back into what you have manifested purposely or unpurposely in your life, and go back to where you were before that in imagination. What was going on inside your mind, inside your inner man? And when she did that, that's how she realized how that day she was robbed. Because that day, within herself, she had created that imaginal act that she was going to be robbed. And she felt the feeling, it real, as Neville called it, right? Therefore, it happened. So when you understand those two things, who you truly are, who you are inside is the real thing, then you don't have to fall for the 3D circumstances so much anymore. Even better than that, you can completely detach from them. And when you do that, my friends, you are going to feel so free, so good, absolutely amazing, as a matter of fact. And you are going to notice that your world around you is really changing for the better. Thank you so much for watching. I hope and I intend that this video was helpful to you. So be sure to give me thumbs up if you liked it. Comment, ask your questions. I love to read your comments and answer your questions. And share the video if you can. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.